Hi, Fredy.
Hey, 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 how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm great, excited to have you, obviously. And I mean, it's an honor. Thank you very much for honoring our invitation, first of all. I know it's a busy schedule that you have. I saw your recent post just saying December has been set aside to just, calm down, look for new ideas, but also serve the customers that we have to the
Yes.
best of our abilities. So you just squeezing us in at such a time as this is really, really appreciated. Thank you so very much.
And thank you so much, Fredy. I'm smiling from ear to ear, but deep down, I'm really nervous for this. So I must tell you, thank you so much for the opportunity. And yeah, and I think I did put myself on a break. But it's like that romantic breakup. You know, when you've broken up,
Yeah,
but you're still kind of with the person. That's exactly how I am. So
yeah.
yes, I'm on a break, but I am still, the momentum for the company is still there. I still love what I do, and I'm honored to be part of Young Aspirations today.
Yeah, I mean it's been a long year, so well-deserved rest. A lot of things have happened, good, bad, and that rest is just needed to reflect,
Yes,
um, do an introspection on self, on business, etc. So that is leadership right there. Um,
absolutely, absolutely.
yeah, yeah. We're waiting obviously for people to just share the stream. So again, let me just appeal to you. Please do share the stream. Share it on groups. Share it with people that you know should be here. The topic that we're discussing today is buying a book for its cover, and what we're focusing is really personal branding, which is very, very, very critical. Personal branding. I mean, Tamryn, I think if I can just introduce you, just give you a snippet. We're going to post her bio after this, or maybe tomorrow sometime, so that you have a lot of time to interact with. It's such inspirational bio itself. But Tamrin is the CEO and founder of Impact 17, doing such an amazing job. Young female, and who knew that you could be female, young, and still be CEO and founder? I mean, that's defying all odds and saying all obstacles just step aside. We're doing this.
Absolutely. And a lot of times it's telling yourself that you can do it,
Yeah,
and the whole world will always tell you you can do it. And I come from very supportive family and friends who are always
yeah,
encouraging me, oh, Tamron, you can do it, you can do it. But trust me, Freddie, the biggest person that is anti me is me. The biggest
yeah.
person who
Oh, powerful.
hide behind the door is me. So you're
Yeah,
right, you're saying all these things, and it's true. We can truly be everything that we set ourselves out to be.
powerful,
Yeah.
powerful stuff. You'll
Thank
hear me
you.
saying powerful a lot because I'm expecting it. I know it will be powerful. I know you. You're my friend. We've been friends for a long time. And yeah, so that's that. So Pumelela Ketelo, hi, how are you, my brother? He was our last guest on the show, and he's now
Wow.
following us. Thank you
Wow.
very much for joining from all the way in Grahamstown, the Eastern Cape province
Oh,
of South Africa.
Grahamstown! What?
You
Do you
are
guys have water?
appreciated.
Do you guys have electricity? You never know.
Never know.
Never
So
know.
let's get into this discussion really gently, right? Let's start it from the top and just say, who is Tamrin, and why is she, so invested in the subject of personal branding?
A very good friend of mine, Nandisa, actually, I was speaking to her the other day. Just a normal conversation, catch up. And you know what she told me? She says to me, Tamron, your zest for life is something else. You could even speak to a excited to take on the world. And I was like, oh, that is so sweet. So that's me in a nutshell. So my name is Tamryn Iyer. I'm 24 years old. I'm a media entrepreneur, and a big part of my life is communicating. And there's three very, very important areas in my life that have the greatest impact on me, for the lack of a better word, and that is culture. I love my culture. I love all cultures around the world. I'm a Pakka South Indian, and I'm Telugu. So if you equate it to like European languages, it's like the
Yeah.
Italian, right? So I'm South
Oh,
Indian. I love my culture. I'm very involved in different Facebook organizations because with COVID and stuff, there's just everything's digital. I have good networks around the world. That's culture. Travel. I've spent time in Vietnam. I did teaching English. Like every millennial does nowadays. It's the best ever. Go and do it. So that's travel. I love traveling. I love the unknown, whatever. And entrepreneurship. And that's how I am the founder of Impact 17. So I figured out my three: culture, entrepreneurship, travel. That's who I am and who I really, really, really am. I don't know if you've heard of Mulan. If you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you will know that I'm Mulan. Go and watch the movie. That is 100% me. So my other hashtag, or how I describe myself, is I'm the Mulan of the century. So that's Tamryn.
Oh, wow. I see. The Mulan of the century. Exciting. Look, Tamryn, I'm this subject, personal branding. When did you first realize that it was important for one to have a personal brand? When did you first interact with it, and when did you start really investigating the subject, and what was that process like?
So what I will say is that I'm a social sciences graduate at Rhodes University. So whoever's from Rhodes, just give us a thumbs up. And I can't exactly pinpoint where it started. It's like asking yourself, like, when did you get hungry in the day? Like, I'm sure it built up, but at some point it just blew up, right? So I studied social sciences. So I have no formal training in branding, marketing, design, whatever. I have a social sciences degree. But while I was in university, I was part of the Hindu Student Society. And my role was the cultural officer. So I bridged the gap between the students at the university and the Hindu temple and the town, right? The existing residents of that town. And I lent myself to the media as well, because I just said, hey, let's do a competition and let's get sponsors for the competition. So now with influencers and giveaways and stuff, it's natural. But I had that idea in 2015 before it was even a thing. So I kind of lent myself to media. I wasn't a communications officer, but I was kind of doing it. And then I realized the importance of knowing what you do and why you do it. Because and I know I'm sidetracking, but I'll tell you exactly why I'm sidetracking in a minute. I always went to the temple. My friends as well. And people ask us, but why are you doing that? I mean, your parents are back in Durban, and why are you doing it? Like, go out, go to Rat Fryers, I even forgot all those places. And I said, because I want to go, not because someone's telling me to do it, because it felt right inside of me, and I enjoyed it, right? That's how our friends went. That's where we had our fun and stuff. So I realized the importance of having to stand up for your own decisions, right? In university. When the time came, I finished university, and we all know that the hustle is real. The struggle is real. You have a bachelor's name, and that's about it. And then I realized I had no other skills. All I could do was, one, communicate. I could speak. I was 20 years old with a bachelor's degree, didn't know anything else. So I went and volunteered at my local rape crisis center. And I said, I can't do anything. All I can do is your social media, because I'm good at communicating. So just give me an opportunity. Long story short, they gave me a job. So a little bits of here, little bits of there. And plus, one of my uncles is really good at marketing and branding and stuff. And he's a genius in that space. And I grew up hearing what he had to say. Like, he introduced us to concepts about like Google SEO when I was in primary school. What was that 10 years ago? So I'm not going to say there was one specific moment. I'm going to say it was a buildup of small little moments that when I first heard the words in the latter part of 2015, early 2016, I was like, whoa, this is so cool. And then it helped me into creating a brand at the nonprofit organization I worked for. And I'm so grateful that they gave me an opportunity. I mean, they gave me the opportunity. I started as a volunteer, and they presented me a job. So there wasn't a very specific moment that I learned about this branding concept, but I'd always have to stick up for my decisions, because if regular decisions was east, I was west. So I'd always have to stick up for my decisions. But how this links in is that I'm very, very pro who you are offline is who you are online, and who you are online is who you are offline. And I try and maintain that 100% with interacting with the lady at the store, or interacting with my dad, my mom, or my cousins, or my friends, or my extended family business networks. The Tamryn Iyer that is online, who shares her vulnerabilities, who knows she's powerful, who knows she has to improve herself, is the same Tamryn Iyer offline. So that's how I think all of it came together. And that's where I find myself different to other marketing people, is that I stress so much about being your own brand online and offline. Like even the shirt I'm wearing now, it's just currently working on loving myself, you know? The shirts I wear, the clothes I wear, the everything, what I eat, what I drink, it's all part of the brand. So that's how I say that online and offline, that synergy, that infinity sign, that is where what I'm good at. It's good at identifying, good at living it myself. Let me tell you guys, if you're watching this, I in no way have a life that is all figured out. When I cry myself to sleep. When I'm happy, it's amazing. But I'm able to share that. And I'm able to share that online in posts, in blog posts, in videos, through interviews. And I'm able to share that with my friends down the street. You know? So that's exactly. I think that's where my brand is. It's the online and the offline synergies.
Yeah. You're raising something that is already starting to be really, really interesting, because you say you are what you wear, what you eat, you are. It's a multiple of things that define you, but ultimately you are who you are, right? But
exactly.
I just want to, because I think we already have jumped into this, right? So I just want to take you back a little bit. Allow me to do this and take you a little bit. If you are watching and if you just came onto the show, we are obviously today we're talking about buying a book for its cover, and it is a subject of personal branding. So Tamryn, my question is this: if you were to explain what's this thing about buying a book for its cover, what's this whole thing about personal branding? If you were to explain it to someone who's never heard of the concept before, what would you say?
Okay, picture you're the same person, right? But picture two parallel experiences. Picture you outside two stores, outside Mr. Price and outside Louis Vuitton, right? You're the same person, but you're outside both places. When you walk in, what kind of music is playing? Who are the people helping? How many people are there? What do the labels look like? What do the shelves look like? How many of those shirts are you going to see? How many of the people that you know are going to be in those stores? How is the customer service going to be? When you walk into Mr. Price, are they going to come to you with the champagne on the tray? I've never walked into Louis Vuitton in my life, so I don't actually know what it means. But I'm just using it as a hypothetical example. So that's the brand. Picture you walk into Checkers and Woolworths. What is those two experiences like? And that, guys, is your brand. It's not just about the logo or the cover page or your website. It's about the complete feeling. When you, and I bring it back to dating because that's the buzz thing of our generation, right? Dating, marriage, or whatever. Think about when a person asks you out. Why would you say yes or no? It's because of their brand. Even if you only have them on WhatsApp. If it's a girl that you're asking out and the whole week she's posted things like I hate men and this and that, and now you're out, or she asks you out and you say no, and she's like, hold on, you know what I mean? So it's what you communicate and how you communicate. And now imagine the brand, you say, Tamryn, I need help with young aspirations. So I say, fine, Fredy, 8 o'clock in the morning, that's our time, right? And then you go on the website and you say, we like to deliver on time, we are passionate about our clients, la, 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 la. Come 8 o'clock in the morning, you call me and I'm like, oh, Fredy, I just woke up. Give me 10 minutes, right? I come on the call, my hair is scruffy, my background is bad, my lighting is bad. What is that? So now I have this amazing brand online, And offline, it's complete mess.
Yeah, true.
So that is your brand. Like I said, it's your online and offline synergies, but it's how you make people feel. And I have, for the longest time, run away from saying that I'm inspiring, saying that I'm this and that, but I am inspiring. I am my own
Yeah.
brand. I spend my whole life figuring out how I can make other people's lives amazing, through their branding and marketing and their digital. And that's part of who I am. But can you see my hype and my love for people and community and brands and entrepreneurship and culture and travel, etc., etc., etc. Like I have clients in the cultural space. I have clients in the travel space. You can see how my culture, entrepreneurship, and travel even just feeds back, right? So your brand is how you make people feel. And if you want to, if you walk into, I mean, no one's going to go to Gordon Ramsay and expect to feel better about their lives. You know what I mean? His brand, and he's good at what he does. Like there's so many other like controversial people. I can't even think of one now, but you know them and you know how they make you feel. But back to the Mr. Price and Louis Vuitton, how many of that item are you going to see, are people going to wear? And similarly, if a brand is charging you a certain amount, it's because they're justified to charge you that certain amount because of all the back end and the lighting and the sound and the decor, probably even the smell, because they engage your five senses when you walk in. I'm sure they even come with a hot towel or whatever. Maybe I'm just imagining these things, but it can. But do you see? And for the people listening, I hope I'm explaining this properly. The Checkers and your Pick and Pay and Woolworths, you're buying beans, you're buying cake, you're buying cake. But how does
iPhone and Samsung, and in recent times it's Samsung and Huawei.
Exactly. That is your brand.
So what I'm understanding is that it's experience. And the experience that you give to people. So when people interact with you, what is the experience? What is the impression that you leave? What is the feeling that you leave? But the question that then arises from that is that why should I be concerned about that? I mean, shouldn't I be just minding my own business and going up? And I'm really playing the devil's advocate here. Shouldn't I be just worried about self and go about my own life? Why is it's important to be careful of how you make people feel and the experience that you give and the exposure that you give?
You never know when it's going to come back and when you need it or it needs you. For example, I had a guy pick me up at Rhodes from PE on my way to Rhodes University in 2016 for my graduation. That guy could have been horrible to me. I could have been horrible to him. I could have given him the cold shoulder. I mean, and if I was having a bad day, I could put earphones on and not have a conversation. But I chose to engage with that conversation with that person because that person had a story to tell and I intuitively felt it. And here we are 4 years later on a live because that guy has his vision for young people and I have a vision for young people and people of all ages, genders, etc. So you never know when it's going to come back, right? And my plan one day is to have many businesses, which means I'm going to need a lot of people in these businesses as partners, as team members, right? I've got friends who complain about their work, complain about their lives. Do you think for 1 minute I'm going to employ them? I have friends who post horrible statuses about haters and people who dislike them. Number one, not everybody needs to like us. Number two, we're all human beings. We don't need to like everybody. Imagine now I'm doing a project and I know I may have a personality clash with that person, but the next thing that they're going to do is go and blow up their WhatsApp status or their Twitter about what a horrible human being I am, which is fine. I don't have to be nice to everybody. Like, it's okay if that's how you feel. But what I'm saying is you never know how it's going to come back and you're going to need it. I'm not saying you're going to need a job from that person. I'm not saying be fake. Like even with me, I love entrepreneurship. I love it. But the things you love the most will drain you as well. So sometimes I'll just message a friend and say, I'm having a bad day. Can I just vent? And I'm very mindful. I don't ever disclose my clients. I don't ever disclose why I'm venting. And you know what I do
Yeah.
now? Sometimes I just close my laptop and I go put some TV on and I go to bed. Because I feel like if I vent, it's going to come back. Because one day
Yeah.
that company may need me as a service provider. And then they're
Yeah.
gonna know that I complained. And even in my entrepreneurship, when my entrepreneur network complains about difficult clients, I'm just like, that's life, guys. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna need you again. So you don't need to care, number one. If you don't care, move on. But two, you don't want to be interviewing for a job and then they see all this, how much you hated your past work and you're using company time to vent about the company on Facebook. Like, guys, I'm sorry. This is the transparent 2020. Say all you want, everything is trapped. You
Yeah.
know, challenge me on this, it's fine. But I think you should care. You rather not say anything than complain about things. And I think
Yeah.
that's where I'm not saying be fake and be like, oh, I love my company when you actually hate it. Rather, don't say anything at all. Post something
Yeah.
about nature. You know, there's like a million things to post about. So that's why you should care. If you don't want to care, don't care. Move on. That's amazing. Live your life. Do you? But if you want to care and you want to use social media as a vehicle of growth, care.
Ah, I see. Very powerful. Very, very, very powerful. So it resonates with um what I think one past speaker that came onto the platform says, and
Wow.
he says that the currency that we're now using nowadays is actually social capital. And that's the most powerful. It is money, it is wealth, it is everything. The next person next to you, they can be your gateway. They can be the door that you needed to open for many years, and so that really resonates. So you must care on what you put on your statuses, care about what you put on Facebook, care about what you put on social media, care about what you say, care about
Care.
how you dress, care about
Exactly.
how you comb your hair. I mean, care about, first impression is anything. It could be anything. It could be your eyelashes going the other way. Just care.
And I'm not saying be perfect. I'm not saying be perfect, but
Yeah.
imagine now if all my photos on Instagram and Facebook, I looked like a supermodel. And then you bump into me in the shop and you're like, hold up,
Yeah.
this girl told me to, or I mean, I just walked in now. I walked home into this interview. I don't
Yeah.
even know where my makeup is, to be very openly honest. I know where my lipstick is. But imagine now if I didn't have the opportunity to put on a full face, I would have risked the interview. So
Yeah.
it's so important. I'm not saying I'm anti makeup. I'm just saying, guys, be natural. Like,
Yeah.
put your makeup, wear your jewelry, do everything. But also don't forget, if you're going to show all of those things, show that you're also a human being. So if people bump into you or you have a quick like
Ah,
webinar,
that's powerful.
impromptu, you are there.
Yeah.
I know people are going
Yeah.
to hate me after this. It's fine. But guys,
Most
honestly,
probably not. That's fact. I mean, I think there's something that is very profound. I think I should just go back onto it because you say, show that you're a human being. And if there's anything that, that brings us together, whether white, black, orange, whatever one would like to call themselves, rich, poor, but the only thing that binds us together is humanity. So
absolutely.
one is able to see humanity in another, and if you can express that, then people can understand you better. People can, relate to you, which is also very important, I guess. So that's a
100%.
very, very important point that you bring out there. I'm going to just quickly just move off this point, and for those of you that are just watching us, Tamryn has a surprise gift that she would like to give to one person. But I'm going to say this, Tamryn, if we don't get to 10 viewers that are watching concurrently at the same time, we're not going to do this, are we?
No.
No, we're not. If people don't comment, and we're not going to do this. I don't think we're going to do this. But let's see. Let's see what happens. If you're watching, let us know who you are. We want to know where you're watching from. Please do call friends, type in their name. I know Facebook is very, very faithful. Facebook will notify them, and within the next 5 to 10 minutes, we might just have them here watching the stream with us.
Cool.
I just want to move on. When we talk about branding and personal branding, this is what we're talking about today, and really covering yourself. Buying the book for the cover is what we said, but how much influence does family have? How much influence does society have? Because ultimately, I think when we begin, you said that what you drink matters, and at a certain point, you said you have a supportive family. But how important is that in actually building, a brand for yourself?
So I will start off by saying that not all glitters is gold. But I think in the greater scheme of things, we have people who stand by our side and tell us we're good at what we do, important. And also we have people who, when I say people, I'm not talking about friends or family specifically, I'm talking about both. Because I have amazing friends, amazing family. So I'm talking about both of them in the mix, right? I don't like to differentiate. And we also have people who grade us in such a way that the only response we have is to sharpen our weapons. So take how you want to take that. But I can count, no, I can't actually. Equally as there has been support, there has been the opposite, whatever that is. What is opposite of support? Not support? Something?
Yeah. I call destiny, they say destiny helpers and destiny killers.
But I think the killers make us, the killers reinforce our why. I think they're put in our paths to reinforce our why. And I put this on my page a while ago, and I said, if you're starting a business, these are some of the things. And I put a point and I said, your family and friends will actually be the last to support you. And I'll say this again, my family and friends are amazing and I love them to death, and a lot of them have supported me. But let me tell you something, Fredy. They've also said, oh, you are this because of this lineage, or you are this because of this, and this, or you only successful because you are confident. They don't know what I go through behind the scenes to get up and get here, which is okay. Diamonds are not just made, diamonds are put under a lot of pressure. So let me tell you something, guys. If you are thinking of launching a brand, of launching a business, of launching a podcast, your family and friends will be the last to support you, right? Take that, swallow that, it's a bitter pill. But when you are the one that's on the stage, they will be the first ones there to act like they like you. But you know what? You'll know who was there with you from the beginning. And you'll know who's there for you just because of the aesthetic, just because of all of those things. And I will tell you something, and if anyone, if you're listening to this, and I know a lot of people are going to listen to it tomorrow after this, guys, support yourselves first. It is the most difficult. But remember, family and friends will come and go. People will come and go. The pandemic will come and go. But you are the only person that stays. And I have this mug, right? And if you can just see, not sure if you can read the mug.
Tamryn Iyer,
right? And I work with it, so I'm looking at it right now. And sometimes when I forget who I am and what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, and everything is just in a spiral, I look at it and remember that I'm Tamryn Iyer, and I was born for this reason, and I was born to help people with their online media, however that is. And I reaffirm myself. So I don't go looking outside for validation. So when the outside gives me the noise, I take it in constructively, I take it constructively, but I know why I'm doing it. And a lot of people are so, and people project what they're feeling onto you. So if they are this, see, I feel like you're smiling and I feel like you are resonating with it.
I'm agreeing with you 100%, 100, 200%.
People will take you where they are. And guys, listen to this. People will take you where they are. If they're out there making you feel small, guess what? That's exactly how they feel. If people are there opening doors for you, telling you this is where we think you need to be, this is what you should be doing, that's exactly where they are. And I'm not saying that everyone that's belittling you is bad or whatever. Maybe they're just helping you regain your why, your purpose, and it's good. take it as a lesson, But family and friends will be the last to support you. Contrary to popular belief, they will be the last to support you. They will be there to support you and like and share on Facebook.
Yeah.
Facebook support, comments. Oh, they're number one. When it comes to saying they need my help, okay, please have your email address. I'll send you my invoice. Invoice. Oh yeah, okay. You know what? Maybe we will come back to you in the next 3 years. Boom. So that's the support that I'm talking about. So I mean, just be mindful of it, but remember, do a good product, do a good service. No one can take that away from you. If they use you, they use you. They don't use you, they don't use you. They don't support you. They don't like yourself on Facebook. Don't catch feelings. You're an entrepreneur. You're resilient. You're a podcast speaker. You're the founder. Guys, have resilience and move on. Don't worry about who's not supporting you. Be grateful for those who are and do your thing. That's all I can say about family and friends.
The things that I just want to pick up on. I think that when people do say bad things and you have the character to take that and turn it into, positive, as constructive criticism, you said, just to use your words, that speaks to character. So I'm really picking up that one needs to have character, and it's a character that says that I'm going to do it either way. Because when you say that people take you to where they are, it's to say they will always have opinions, but the attitude and character that you need is one of, give me oranges, it makes orange juice. Give me lemons, it will make lemonade. Either way, I still have juice.
So I made a quote, right? And I trademarked this quote, and it's on my Facebook page. And you know how the saying is, when life gives you lemons, build an empire. And for me, I said, when life gives you lemons, yes, have lemonade, but build a damn lemonade empire. So if even if your empire makes $1 a month, that is your empire. Who knows in 10 years' time that $1 a month will become 10 million US dollars, and that is your empire, right? So don't just make lemonade. Don't just do it for the sake of, I need to turn something good. Turn it into something amazing. And let me tell you something. I'm at that phase where someone tells me something bad. I'm still going to call my mom and say, Mom, this person told me this. I'm probably going to have a cry session. So number one, I'm going to call my mom or call somebody, right? Or call somebody who's going to fan my flame. I'm not going to deny it. I'm unlearning that. But I'm trying. I'm going to call someone, right? Someone that I trust. 2, I'm probably going to stop working for the next 3 hours because that person has taken knocked my ego, right? I'm a human being. I'm telling you what I do. But at 3, I'm going to use it as a lesson. What is this teaching me? Well, how is this reaffirming my purpose as Tamryn Iyer, as the founder of Impact 17, as this, that? So there will be bad stuff, but it's what we do. And I do not engage in eating because that could very quickly become obesity. I don't engage in alcohol because that will very easily become alcoholism. And no drugs. What I do now, and I've found something in this past few weeks, someone upset with me, you know what I do now? I do sit-ups. I do workouts. I go for a jog. I do breathing. And I found that has released so much tension in my body that I don't react. I respond.
Oh, powerful. Don't react. Just respond. That's powerful. That's really powerful. Those that are just catching us today, we are with Tamryn Iyer. She is the CEO and founder of Impact 17. And what we are discussing today is buying a book for its cover, and undertone there, it's personal branding. If you were thinking of what it means to have a personal brand, she is discussing all that. She's unpacking all that, what it means to build an image for yourself. That's what she's doing here. But Tamryn, I just quickly and swiftly go forward. I have a question for you, and the question goes like this. I mean, some people might be just watching and wondering, where do I start? And I see we're at 4 views now. I mean, that are watching concurrently. Please do
Yes.
share the stream, because I think you're about to drop some nuggets. This is what you usually charge people to you know, yeah,
Absolutely.
obviously. And you're going to drop a few nuggets. So where do I start? How do I do it? What should I do? I mean,
So,
if I'm at zero, yeah.
so
Go ahead.
my favorite word that I live with continuously, like a mantra in my head, is the word access. And why should only people with money have the opportunity to hear what I have to say? So that's what Impact 17. You call me, don't call me without scheduling a call. I think that's rude,
Yeah.
right? If you call me for
Yeah.
work, schedule a call with me. I will tell you everything I know. Only
Yeah.
if you can't do it by yourself, that's where I come in and I work with designers. So what I'm going to say now, I do charge people. I would love to charge people. Yo, if I could charge people for the advice I give every day, let me tell you, Fredy, I will be funding everyone here, right?
Yeah.
So that is my thing. And I think I'm so excited to be sharing. And I'm so excited about this because people who need to hear it can't necessarily afford it. But if they implement what I have to say, they will be able to afford me eventually, you know?
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
are they going to get there if I don't help them get there? How
Yeah.
are they going to buy the car if they don't have the ability to drive?
Yeah.
You know, so I've created the presentation and I'm going to say the name, and the name is the star of my show. So I can't obviously give everything away now because then what's the point? But
Yeah. True.
to know your brand is to know what you like, to know what you're good at, and to know what could possibly bring you an income. That's it. That's all I can say. It's not as simple as I'm saying it. I mean, it took me a year to figure out my three: culture, entrepreneurship, and travel. It took me a long time. It took me a long time to figure out my values. But it's all work in progress. And I will say that every day I'm learning about my brand. Why? Because my brand evolves every day. My foundation remains the same. So even with you, whatever you're thinking about, your foundation will remain the same, like legal and youth empowerment and that kind of stuff. But you will change every day, and your brand will change every day. So very importantly, you as a brand, you need a logo, right? Like look at mine, Tamryn, right? This is how I sign off my personal brand posts. This is how I sign off impact emails. This is how I sign off everything. It's on my WhatsApp, it's on my email, it's on my Facebook pages, your logo, very importantly. Two, think about where are you going to use it? So is it going to be on your Instagram only? Is it going to be on your stories? Is it going to be this? So plan your media. You can kind of do everything. It's more difficult, but choose two that you're going to be really good at and be good at those. And figure out what you're going to be saying. Are you going to make videos? Are you going to do quick quotes? Are you going to do quotes on Canva, like a digital design space, and add your logo? So the first step is the logo. So Fredy, do you want to do the honors?
Yeah. So the logo. Should we do it? Is this the time?
Is anyone commenting? Even if it's one person, that's one brand.
So far we have Sopumelela Keleto. He's the one that commented earlier on. Please interact with us. As I said, Tamryn has a very special gift that she wants to give to one person, and that is going to be courtesy of Tamryn Iyer and of course Impact 17.
What we could do is, I'll go with what you said about the 10, and one
Yeah.
person who shares the stream will stand a chance to win the logo. How do you feel about that?
That's perfect. So just to explain this a little bit further, Tamryn is going to, so she spoke about the brand, which is very important, but what she's going to do is that for one of the viewers, her and Impact 17 are actually going to offer to do branding for free for one person. So please do share the stream, and please do comment if you're interested in this prize. Please do comment. Just let us know where you're watching from and who you are, and we'll be able to see you as the comments. We are monitoring, obviously, the comment section. So you say it is very important to have a brand, and the three things, I'm just trying to recap. You said you have to figure out what you like, and how to make money out of it, but there's something in the middle. Please just
what you're good
go
at.
over that again.
What you're
Sorry.
good at. What you're good at.
So okay.
Like
So what you
if
like,
it's
what you're
driving,
good at, and
baking,
how to.
public speaking, yeah, whatever you're good at. If you
Great.
it energizes you. You do it naturally.
Yeah.
But there is something that I want to speak about, and I haven't heard too many influencers speaking about this, but I will speak about it. It's we come from brown families, right? Indian,
Yeah.
African, we come from brown families, and we're always taught, especially young girls from a little age, don't be too much because who knows who will want to marry you someday. And
Yeah.
let me tell you something, Fredy. I get this all the time from extended networks. I get this way too much. It's kind of like, oh yeah, we heard you on the radio the other day and we saw you on this, but shame. No one likes you yet. Shame, you're not engaged yet. I'm just
Yeah.
like, no, I'm sure it'll happen when it happens. But
Yeah.
kind of that, especially being a young female, and you brought it up earlier about this young female, and
Yeah.
as young females, like males, it's cool, go out, secure the bag, get everything, be the CEO. As females, we got it too, but the back of our minds, we don't know who's going to be our mother-in-law, who's probably going to be telling us that by the time that her son puts a ring on it, we need to stop what we're doing. That's
Yeah.
always at the back of our minds. So no matter how confident I am, it's also at the back of my mind. I'm a human being. But as brown people in general, we're taught to hide behind the doors. And that's why I like what Zozubini said when she said take up space. I mean,
Yeah.
imagine if Oprah hid behind her name. She wouldn't be the absolute inspiring person she is. And it's her name. It's the Oprah Winfrey Show. Imagine if Barack Obama hid behind his name. Imagine if Kamala Harris hid behind her name, So it's so important for us to, whatever we're doing, regardless of how old we are, regardless of what we look like, regardless of our imperfections, like I have bad skin, I have bad teeth, regardless of who we are, we have to take up our space and we have to do what we're here to do because people will come and go. Friends and family will come and go. Now imagine you had this amazing idea and you tell that friend this idea and you want to call it the Tamryn Iyer podcast, whatever. And now this friend has told me, oh, but it's a bit much and you're so like narcissistic and no. And then tomorrow morning, and then now I cancel the whole idea. I've deleted it off Google. I've tore up all my pages. Bye. I hate that idea. Tomorrow morning, that friend and I have a discussion because we share the same top or something like that. Now imagine all that ideas because of one person has now gone from my life. That idea has went. So don't be shy of your name. And even Fredy, you even hyped me up about this when I had my own insecurities. You told me not to be shy of my name. So as much as I'm saying this to myself even, but don't be shy of your name. If you are an introvert and you don't want to have your name out there, that's okay. Call it something else. Like I have my Tamryn Iyer brand, right? But I also have my Impact 17 brand. Because at some point, if Impact 17 needs a new CEO, it must have a new CEO. If at some point Tamryn Iyer wants to open up something else, Tamryn Iyer must be able to do that. So it's so important to you will be the same overlapping, but take up space, guys. Start your foundations, register it, start your companies, start your Facebook pages, and don't hide behind your name because essentially people are not buying Impact 17, people are buying Tamryn Iyer. And if you're proud of who you are and you studied, you put in that hard work, you put in the time, you put the effort, while you're being ashamed of who you are. And if you need that hype, please call me up anytime. I will hype anyone up.
Take up space. It's getting heated here. I mean, take up space. That's a powerful message. I mean, if you're not going to do it, who is going to do it? There is a saying to say, if not you, then who? Right?
If not when, then something or something. If not now, when?
Yeah, if not now, then when? But if not you, then who as well? So I'm just going to delve a little bit deeper into the dilemma that we have as Black people, and I see there's a comment that is coming from Chantal. She's saying that super proud to be brown, but as brown people, but as brown people, we've gone through a lot.
Yes.
And as brown people, still the economy, the society is really not for us. Are we using this as excuses? Should we be doing more? How do we pronounce ourselves? Should we be just stepping into spaces and demanding our share? Should we be? What does that mean? How does that look like?
I'm not going to be hard on anybody, and even myself, because we've come from generations of oppression that have told us that we're inadequate, and even our parents' generation, they don't even have the kind of confidence we do.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, and it's really hard. It's really hard. So don't think there's no easy way out. But we've
Yeah.
got to know that we are resilient, we're beautiful, we're strong, and all of those. We've got to have that inner voice talking to ourselves, and we've got to go out there and get it all.
Yeah.
I mean, I live in a predominantly white area, right? Both in Johannesburg and in Durban. And I walk into the store with my clothes that I have from university that has gone through Rhodes University washing machines, right? I walk in there like it is, I don't even know what, right? And I get the most mediocre service. I never get the manager coming and asking me if I'm okay. I never get the extra treatment, right? From the high level stuff. The waiters are phenomenal, right?
Yeah.
Never get that high end, right? But I know that someday it will come back and it will bite them. And I remember the ones I got into like an argument, an altercation with the man that said, "Oh, this is not your previously Indian area, and do you feel much better living here?" And I said, "Absolutely not." I said, "This is just an area. It's just a wall. Just because our houses have a bigger space of green grass in front of us doesn't make us any better than where my parents had come from." And the reality is, the way that life is going, tomorrow morning I could open up a construction company. Imagine now he's sitting in line with his CV, right? Next thing, Tamryn Iyer walks in like Kamala Harris, that walk, and another Duzane walk is also trending right now. So it's walk, right? Imagine I walk in and I look at him. "Oh, really? You had a fat lot to say about where my parents came from. You had a lot to say about that. Do you think I'm going to interview him?" I'm going to say, "Pack your bags and get out in the street and go and learn humility and then come back." So it goes back to our interactions. Imagine now if my dad's an employer. Imagine now if my dad is employing someone and I happen to see his CV on my dad's desk. I'm like, "Oh, I remember that dude. He told me a whole lot of this. Please don't employ him because it's going to undermine you in your own company." So let me tell you something. What we say, that offline brand, it comes back. It comes back. So back to this point is, confidence is not something that we are taught. We are taught to minimize ourselves. We are taught to hide behind the screen. We are taught to, what the left hand does, the right hand mustn't know. Very good, very, very, very good. But if we are going to do things formally, if we're going to do things with greater impact, we have to be able to put our name on the line and take accountability for it and own it. To take and to own the perfections and the imperfections simultaneously. Like, if it goes down, take it with grace and accountability. And if it goes up, have your moment. Be proud of yourself. So brown people, black people, Indian people were taught, lower yourself, like, and what will people say? And trust me that what will people say, it's everywhere. What will people say if I post this? Are people thinking that I'm posting my face too much on social media? Am I posting too much? Trust me, I have these thoughts with myself every single day. But I know that, okay, I acknowledge the thought, right? But I also simultaneously I unlearn that programming that has been taught, so that I'm able to empower other people to take up their own space. And if I don't have to, those thoughts have to get there. I have to unlearn it so that I can help other people navigate the space of personal branding, putting your name out there, putting your face out there. So that's all I have to say.
I think we have a lot of unlearning to do, and to be honest with you, and we have a lot of unlearning to do. Just taking out that people that looked down upon us and saying, irregardless of what they said, I'm still going to do it.
Yes.
Irregardless of how they treated me, I'm still going to make it. And again, I think it comes back to that issue that we touched on earlier on, the issue of attitude, the issue of character. To make it in life, you need to have character. To make it in life, you need to have the right attitude. And this is just a challenge. I mean, us as black, brown, Indian, we've been treated badly, right? And this is going to go on for a very long time. But I'm just going to challenge the people that are watching here today to say, if you do have the opportunity, treat others with respect, treat others right, as you would want them to treat you. I mean, we in our different capacities have different types of privileges, and it's time we learn how to harness our privileges and use such privileges to influence change and better the lives of those that are around us.
It
So that's
comes
a
back.
challenge.
It comes back. How we treat others, it comes back tenfold. And sometimes they are the ones that will teach us the lessons personally. And you're like, whoa, that person I didn't take very seriously. Now look, so just treat others well.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, Derek Iyer saying well said, agreeing.
I won't do too much, but considering we share a surname and a personality, that's my dad.
Oh, I see. Oh, wow. Really happy to have you here. And the support that you're showing, obviously, that is really great. We spoke about family supporting earlier on. This is really great. Great to have you here, Derek. Yeah, I just want to get into a little bit just as we close, because I do see time is really running away from us. I just want to get into Impact 17. Obviously, you spoke about what you guys do earlier on, but I'm just interested in, just knowing a little bit more what inspired the company, where is the company going, where will it be in the next 10 years? And yeah, go ahead.
So you know how I said those three things, right? So what you like doing, what you're good at, and what can make you an income. That's literally it. It was 2017. I was in Ethiopia, in Addis Ababa, and my friend asked me, so Tam, what do you see yourself doing in 5 years? And I was like, I'm 21 years old. I'm going to live my best life. My friend's like, yeah, you can live your best life, but what are you going to be doing? And I said, well, I have a social science degree. And like, what does that mean in this day and age? Prior pandemic even. And he says, okay, Tam, at the top of your head, what are you going to be doing? I said, actually, I see myself having a company that helps all kinds of people with their media. And I mean, this is not a university, because people would go out. I won't even be at that event, and I'd be writing people's captions. I'll be writing people's happy birthday messages for their best friend. I'm always helping people with their media. People be like, I want to post an Instagram story. How do I do it? Then I was like, no, I need to formalize this. I want to help all kinds of people with their media, high-level CEOs, startup entrepreneurs, all kinds of brands, black, white, Indian colored, all kinds. And I wanted my company to be that space of access, back to, just because you can't afford that service doesn't mean you can't have it. Let's do a 12-part payment plan. So I have that lots of flexibility. Don't start your own companies, guys, if you don't have a solid stability. Don't do it. If you have an idea but you have a day job, please do both simultaneously until you can totally fund yourself. That's the challenges I'm having. But yeah, so that's all I wanted to do. And all I want to do is just help people with their media. And then it took the right suppliers. Now I work with 2 graphic designers and more like 3 graphic designers at the moment. And client has a request, we're there, I'm there, I'm sending to the designer is sending it back, the client is saying yes or no. So I mean, it may just be a logo to you, or to the world it may be the logo, but to me, I've helped to take the idea from there to something there. And for me, impact is, it may just be a flyer, but that's how you have launched your company on your WhatsApp. So for me, it's taking that from the vision into something physical. Well, I mean, more digital, but something, in some way physical. That's what impact is about. So websites, logo, design, SEO, all everything. Your one-stop media shop is Impact.
Mm. Impact. I'm just interested. What is there any story behind Impact itself? The word Impact 17.
So I remember I was home alone for that week. My parents were away. And I remember just like having a board and just writing it down, hey, just writing all these things. But I knew that I wanted my word to be a verb, right? And sort of a describing word, but it's not like an adjective. But I wanted my word to be my company word to be used in a normal sentence. So people would use the word impact and be like, impact. Or you'd say, oh my God, that's such an impact in my life. And I'd be like, yeah, impact. You see, so it needed to have some sort of vibration, it needed to have some sort of meaning to people. And 17 came because the company launched on the 17th of November 2017. And then in numerology, 1 + 7 is 8, and 8 is the infinity sign, and lots of like personal strengths and all of those things, especially in Hinduism. There's a lot more to 17, but I won't touch on that now. But I just wanted the word to be a verb. That's it.
Yeah.
That was the best decision I could make.
That said, what is then the impact of getting professional help, especially if you don't know where to start, from with regards to, personal branding? If you can just share light on that.
My parents always taught me something: don't penny wise, pound foolish. You think you're saving 300. You think you're saving 300 rand now, right? Because you're another supplier. But in 6 months' time, when you need something even greater, but that supplier has deleted all your files because of something, now you're gonna go back and redo your logo. You know what I mean? So it's very professional. All my stuff is open source. From the get-go, everything's on a Google Drive with the designer, with the client, all the ideas, the briefs, invoicing, whatever. So touch wood, tomorrow morning, something happens to one of the parties, there's 100% transparency. I'm not keeping anything, right? 1. 2, if you can't afford a logo, right, fine. Go on Canva, make a logo, use something that, but save towards a proper logo and then do a rebrand. Introduce a rebrand. No one's going to kill you. If anything, people are going to support you even more. I would say get your product running, working, etc., and then hype it up on media, because that's also the difficult part. And then once you have your product running and stuff, you've got more income. So now you can engage with the professional. When you have a problem, when you're going into an airplane, you don't think that your pilot has studied for like 1 hour and then came and filmed. That guy has gone through a lot to get there, and hopefully these have also gone through a lot to get to testing and whatever. So engage with the professional. If it's not me, if it's somebody else, engage with someone who knows what they're doing. Just because they'll have your best interest at heart, and also engage with someone who aligns with your vision. Like for me, I amplify my client's voice online. I don't go and impose my own ideas on them. If they ask me for an idea, I give it to them. If I say to them, how are you feeling about posting this? Then they tell me that this, and this has happened in the past week, and I say, you know what? Don't worry about what I just said. Take the time off. I'm not going to say, oh, but we had media goals to get to. No, we are human beings. If you're not feeling the post, don't do it. So get someone who resonates with you. If you want to achieve that goal, your media person must be your bridge to get there. They mustn't be a invert to another place that you don't want to go. You are the boss. You are the client. Your media person must help you get there and must expose you to what's happening new. And just because TikTok exists doesn't mean that every single company in the world needs TikTok. Just because Facebook advertising exists doesn't mean that it's going to be the best for your company. So have someone who understands that, and then you're in for a way.
Yeah, powerful. Having someone that really understands you. I think that's really powerful, because then there's sync in what you do, and
Absolutely.
and whatever it is that you do, then it's amplified easier. Yeah, thank you very much for that. I think we should now just choose. Unfortunately, people don't want to comment. I think they're not ambitious enough. I don't know
Yeah.
what's happening. I don't know what's happening. Again, I think this is the last call. If you're interested in getting a logo, a personal logo done for you by Impact 17, and of course the CEO and founder, Tamryn Iyer, please just post your name and say I am interested, on just an indication, even if you put a heart or something, so that we can see
Or we
that you're
could just
interested.
do the sharing thing. If no one wants to do the comments like Fredy is saying, okay, just do the sharing thing. And we can choose
Indeed.
sometime.
Indeed. So I guess that the suggestion is to say we let it go, and for now, obviously, and if you're watching this, obviously after hours, then please do comment, and we will then follow up with that. Tamryn, what is not on our side is definitely time, but
Yeah.
really I just want to give you this opportunity to give us your last words, and I wish we had more time, because there's a lot that I've learned myself. I was in a class session where I was taking notes, and definitely there's a lot of points that resonate. There's a lot of points that I've learned from, and things that I'm going to try and implement and see where we get. I'm really inspired. But do you have any last words that you'd like to leave our viewers with?
Don't take 2 juices and 2 fruits from the dining hall. I don't know why, I just wanted to say that. Unbook your breakfast. This lecture will be on Are You Connected? No, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
So all I can say is that the path is not linear.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
spiral. And I actually invented this other quote. There's an Indian sweetmeat, it's called a jalebi, Jalebi, and it's a spiral, right? It's picture sweet dipped in hot oil, right? And I said the journey is dipped in hot oil, our life's
Yeah.
journey. It's a
Yeah.
spiral, it's not linear. We may
Yeah.
think that we have things figured out and then boom, tomorrow something can happen, right? And it's very sweet. It can cause you diabetes. So just when you think you've got the hang of something, it'll now cause you a disease to your entire body, right? So that is life. And but what can we do? What can we do? All I can say is the show goes on.
Yeah.
That's it. Take up your space. Be the incredible person you are. Even if you're just making sandwiches and giving it to 3 car guards in your district, be the
Mm.
best sandwich maker. Own it. Post on your WhatsApp that this is what you're doing. If you're interested, join.
Yeah.
People don't reply, they don't reply. You just keep doing what you're doing. Best thing that could happen, people will reply, you're now feeding 6 car guards. 6 car
Yeah.
guards, 60 people a month. Start small. And guys, I don't know, I'm going to throw shade now. Be the same person you are offline as you are online. That's it.
Mm.
That's it. If you're having a bad day, I mean, remember, Fredy, I decided that in September, I'm not doing any more live interviews. I had
Mm.
hit my peak. You know
Yeah.
why? Because all I had been doing was talking. I was doing
Yeah.
interviews upon interviews. I was getting the likes, the comments, the shares. I was
Mm.
on top of my game.
Yeah.
What happened next? Our entire to-do list of stuff for my
Mm.
clients. Those guys are paying me. These are just giving
Yeah.
me official likes and comments. So be the same person online and offline. And if you have to take a break, take a
Mm.
break. Take a rest,
Mm.
take a rest. If you have to change the thing, I mean, we wanted to do a giveaway now. No one was
Yeah.
commenting. The show goes on. We
Yeah.
think,
Sure.
okay, likes, shares, the show goes on. So
Yeah.
that's all I can say, guys. Be the same person online and offline. Take up your space, and the show goes on.
Mm. Ah, thank you so very much. Really
Thanks,
love
Fred.
this. The journey is not going to be linear. I can attest to that. There are days that work is just too much, and you feel it that I can't just I can't take it anymore. You wake up the next day, you continue. It's not going to be easy. That's what you're saying, but
Absolutely.
continue. Be strong. with that knowledge that it was not built to be easy. And anyways, anything that comes easy, it's not worth it. The things that are worth it, they are difficult to get.
Exactly.
And the other thing that you said from the start is take up space, take up space, take up space, and you continue to say that. It's really profound, really powerful, especially for a generation that decides to sit back and let the older generation decide what our future is going to look like, whether that is in politics or that is in economics or business, that is socially. We need to take up space, start to define institutions, start to define what our future will look like and what our children's future will look like. And that is what you are saying today. Take up space. Really powerful, really profound. Really like to thank you so much, Tamryn. I enjoyed the hour. Actually, it's now 10 minutes past the hour mark,
It's so
but
much
really
fun.
enjoyed every single minute and was inspired. And this show is exactly about that, to say we all have inspirations. And when someone tells their story and what they're doing, our inspirations are reignited and we see the dreams coming true. And that's what you have brought to the show today. Thank you so very much.
And Fredy, from the bottom of my heart, I must say a major maita basa to you for this platform and for for opening it to regular people to inspire. You're getting normal people like me to share our stories, because honestly, I feel like celebrities have so much space, but it's the people who are doing work on the ground who are often overlooked. You know,
Yeah.
so you really created this platform, and I know the work you are doing is super phenomenal. So thank you so much, and I'm so inspired to be on the show. Like, I was nervous. I promised you I was so nervous, but you really made it comfortable. You really creating the platforms, and for me, the true mark of a person is how they make space for other people. And I had this quote, and I invented this quote, and it said, if you're not given a seat at the table, remember one thing: you are the table. And once you're at the table, it's your opportunity and your duty to make space for other people at the table. So yes, I'm a young female entrepreneur, la 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 la. But I need to build a community of entrepreneurs. You know what I mean? That's exactly what you're doing. You're opening the space for everybody to flourish. And I think, Fredy, that's incredible.
Oh, thank you so very much, viewers. That's Tamryn Iyer, the CEO of Impact 17. She's the CEO and founder. And just do follow her on Facebook, your Tamryn Iyer Facebook. What other social media platforms are you on?
What am I not? Where am I not? So I keep off the Twitter streets personally. I can't keep up. But I'm on Impact 17 there, Impact 173. I'm on LinkedIn as Tamryn Iyer. My website is www.tamryniyer.world. My Facebook page, my personal Facebook profile, and Instagram, Tamryn Iyer.
Thank you so very much. So please do follow her and look her. I mean, I think that we should keep tabs on you, because Forbes 30 under 30 is going to happen very soon. We shall be keeping tabs and rooting for you. You are such an amazing young lady, and Chantal agrees with me. She says, such an inspirational young lady. Keep up the good work and continue being you. Continue to be you. Thank you so very much, and thank you obviously to you, the viewers, for being on the platform. We really appreciate. Thank you to our sponsors and our supporters, Biz Legal. Really appreciate it. From myself,
really
and
good
from Tamryn.
Really good design.
Thank you, and from Tamryn, good night, good night, good night, good night, and take up space.
Thank you so much.